The world is a strange planet, made of strange people, strange places, and strange events. These are the lists that expose the truth about the strangest things that happen here, on Earth, the strangest planet in the world. These are Miklists. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was 2012, so that second part is untrue, as we had not yet reached 2020, the worst year on record, or 2021, the second worst year on record. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness, it was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness, it was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us, we were all going direct to heaven, we were all going direct the other way. In short, the period was so far like the present period that some of its noisiest authorities insisted on its being received, for good or for evil, in the superlative degree of comparison only. This, wrote Charles Dickens in his masterwork, A Muppet Tale of Two Cities. Let that sink in for a moment, Mahanahan fans. Existence, by nature, is a dichotomous battle between ourselves and players that we may not even realize have entered the game. When an individual or group scores a point, they take that same point from an equally deserving entity. And that point that I am trying to make is that 2012 was a mysterious and baffling year, perhaps third only to 2020 and 2021 mentioned earlier, for one main reason. We all died. According to quote-unquote popular theory, all of those Doomsday cults that seemed so foolish at the time were actually right, and the world came to a definite end on the 1st of January, 2012, or the 20th of January, or if not that, sometime in March, and most definitely by the 12th of December, but if none of those, then the 21st of December, and absolutely 100% there is no possible way we escaped the 31st of December by being still alive, because no matter how far the day and month goalposts moved, 2012 was definitely going to be the year that we all perished. Until it wasn't. Or wasn't it. What I am trying to say is that in any case, says the theory, it happened, and now we're all stuck in a weird limbo that will continue to get more bizarre until we are all, I guess, dead again, or something, somehow, and here are 5 pieces of evidence. God, what a circuitous 5 signs that Doomsday cult was right, and we're all dead. Number 5. End of the Mayan long count calendar. Says the American Wikipedia of the Sciences and Biologies, the Mesoamerican long count calendar is a non-repeating vigesimal base 20 and octodecimal base 18 calendar used by several pre-Columbian Mesoamerican cultures, most notably the Maya. The Maya are known for stunningly accurate prognostications of events and technologies of the 21st century, having correctly predicted the creations of the Internet, the Sony Discman, third wave coffee, and the controversial ending to the show Gossip Girl, which crammed in its finale episode only 4 days prior to the December 20th, 2012 end of the long count calendar. The Popol Vuh, a text recounting the mythology and history of the Quiche people, one of the Maya peoples, and a book compiling details of creation accounts known to the Quiche Maya, according to the same Wikipedia, predicts the shift from one world to the next at the end of the long count calendar. Is it a possibility that the world that we shifted into was one of limbo, a liminal space, a place between places where we now wait, possibly forever? Yes. Number 4. Discovery of Higgs boson. Most Wikipedias agree that the Higgs boson, sometimes called the Higgs particle, is an elementary particle in the standard model of particle physics, produced by the quantum excitation of the Higgs field, one of the fields in particle physics theory. In the standard model, the Higgs particle is a massive scalar boson with 0 spin, even or positive parity, no electrical charge, and no color change that couples to or interacts with mass. It is also very unstable, decaying into other particles almost immediately. If you do not know what any of that means, you too may be a particle physicist, because that is apparently a big part of being a particle physicist, just not knowing what is going on. That is why they built the Large Hadron Collider, so that they could figure some of these things out. The Wikipedias also say that the LHC's goal is to allow physicists to test the predictions of different theories of particle physics, including measuring the properties of the Higgs boson, searching for the large family of new particles predicted by supersymmetric theories, and other unresolved questions in particle physics. One of those questions apparently is, why were pentaquarks so difficult to discover? Are they a tightly bound system of 5 elementary particles, or a more weakly bound pairing of a baryon and a meson? So, you have some reading to do. In any case, the LHC shoots particles in opposite directions around a massive 17-mile loop at super speeds, then observes what happens when they smash head-on into one another, like two shopping carts in a narrow aisle, unavoidably locked into a game of too much momentum chicken. The experiments at the Large Hadron Collider sparked fears that the particle collisions might produce Doomsday phenomena, involving the production of stable microscopic black holes, or the creation of hypothetical particles called strangelets, says those Wikipedias. They then drop in a casually callous tone that 2 CERN-commissioned safety reviews examined these concerns and concluded that the experiments at the LHC present no danger and that there is no reason for concern, a conclusion endorsed by the American Physical Society. I feel like it would be difficult to have a society that is not physical, but many internet people are still concerned that physicists at CERN somehow know less about particle physics than they do, and have made an incredible mistake. Is it possible that tests run on the 8th of November 2012 that resulted in the, quote, first observation of the very rare decay of the BS meson into 2 muons, BS to the 0, arrow, strange U plus, strange U minus, a major test of supersymmetry theories, shows results at 3.5 sigma that match the standard model, rather than many of its supersymmetrical variants, shifted us into a supersymmetrical limbic limbo universe that is almost the same, but not the same as the one we were used to? Yes. Number 3. The Mandela Effect. Even though we have never addressed this in the past, the Mandela Effect is a proven phenomenon in which persons traveling from one universe to another remember things from their original universe while in this universe, even when all facts, photographs, evidences, and other people seem to prove otherwise. Have you ever forgotten what the Ford logo looks like? Misremembered song lyrics or a line from a film? Thought Curious George used to have a monocle? You're not wrong, that's ridiculous. Don't let reality gaslight you. Gaslight it first, with the Mandela Effect. Is it possible that all of this multi-universal travel is a direct result of the world coming to an unceremonious end in 2012, taking all of us with it into this mismatched, random assortment of reality bits that we find ourselves forced to conform to when dealing with other people? Yes. Number 2. Universe simulation theory. People that like to use the phrase glitch in the matrix and idiot internet bros that have ever challenged someone to take the red pill instead of providing actual evidence when disagreed with, this one is for you. According to this excuse favorited by the world's elite and Elon Musk, the world is not real. Well, the world is real, but we are not. That is to say, we are real, as in we are. That is to say that you and I, we exist, but inasmuch only in the sense that, I mean, okay, so the world is a computer, and we are just players on the stage. No, look, computers are getting smaller and more powerful all of the time, consistent with a principle called Moore's Law. At a certain point, a computer will become powerful enough to simulate what we understand to be existence. Thanks to Moore's Law, further versions of that computer will become so small and so fast that eventually everyone will have the power to simulate existence in their pockets on a handheld device, like, I don't know, a touchscreen smartphone. Now, instead of one universe, or two as there were with that initial simulation, there are billions of universes. Once the computer gets fast enough, people in simulated universes can simulate their own simulated universes right within the simulation. Suddenly there are billions of devices simulating billions of universes, creating a total number of universes that becomes instantly incalculable. What are the odds, then, that any one person lives in the singular real universe in a sea of a pentillion simulations? Simulated people would likely have no idea that they exist inside a simulation. Would you? Yes. Or no, probably not. Is it possible that our simulation is just a little bit weird because we were quickly shunted here as the world came to an abrupt and cataclysmic end in the year 2012? Yes. Number 1. Planet X. I've been struggling to figure out a better way to explain this entry, but the best way to begin is likely to simply let the Wikipedias do their thing. The Nibiru Cataclysm is a supposed disastrous encounter between Earth and a large planetary object, either a collision or a near miss, that certain groups believed would take place in the early 21st century. Believers in this Doomsday event usually refer to this object as Nibiru, or Planet X. A woman named Nancy Leader first proposed the concept in 1995 on her website Zeta Talk, which is, against all odds, not the name of a C-grade cellular service provider. Nancy claims that she has the ability to receive messages from aliens. Again, believe it or not on her own cellular network. She communicates with these extraterrestrials through an implant in her brain, given to her by the aliens of Zeta Reticuli, so that they may relay a message to the people of planet Earth. Watch out, planet coming through, beep beep. Nibiru, a whole damned planet, they claimed, would sweep through our branch of the solar system in May 2003, causing Earth's poles to flip, destroying humanity. Nancy postponed the date when May of 2003 came and went without an appearance from the 10th planet. In 2012, Nibiru got mixed up in the 2012 end of the world debacle, but in the end failed again to exist. Then a guy named David Mead, who still doesn't understand why most people are disappointed in him for some reason, finally pinpointed the date of planetary destruction to be the 23rd of September, 2017, and that totally happened. No, I kid, that's just silly. But what if it did happen in 2012? If Nibiru had obliterated Earth, how would we even know? Would we still be here, living our lives as if nothing at all had happened? Yes. Hey there, Mahanahan fans. Season 2 is back with a vengeance, so please return all seatbacks and tray tables to their fully upright and locked positions and keep all of your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times that we are in motion. Actually, Season 2 isn't back, exactly. It just got here. But it just got here with a vengeance.